Butterflies show off paper so beautifully when they're made in origami like this. These are Alexander swallowtail butterflies, designed by me, Michael LaFosse, and named for Richard Alexander, co-founder of the Origami How To studio. This requires a square sheet of paper, and it's best if it's colored differently on each side. If you're using regular origami paper, begin with the white side up, square-wise like this. Fold bottom edge to top edge, all the way across. Now, bring that top edge back down to the bottom, and you see this crease going across the middle. Bring the bottom edge up to that crease, but don't fold all the way. Hold it there, and on one side, just make a pinch mark like this, and unfold. We've divided this distance in half with that mark. Take the same bottom edge up to the halfway mark, and fold, but not all the way across, just a pinch mark. Now we have two pinch marks. The real fold happens between these two. So take this bottom pinch mark and put it on that top one, like this. When they match, you can fold all the way across. Now unfold the paper and see that's just what we've done. Between these two pinch marks, we've made that crease. Let's go back down to the bottom and turn over the corner until we make a triangle, so that the top edge of that triangle lines up with that big crease that you've just made. And we're going to do the same thing over on the other end at the bottom. Like that. Be careful not to go past the crease line, because the next step is to turn the paper straight up and over. If you went past the crease line, the paper would fight you. Flip the paper over and upside down. Make sure that the folded edge that you've made is now at the top. And here's that original crease. Let's do a pinch mark halfway up to that. So we bring the edge up to the crease. There's the pinch mark. And we bring the edge down. This time, we're going to take that bottom edge up to that pinch mark and leave it there. Fold straight across. Make good sharp creases. I like to use my thumbnail, and I call that the origami rule of thumb. Unfold that edge, and we're going to fold in the bottom two corners as we did on the other side. There's one. There's the other. Remember, be careful not to let those edges cross the crease. Flip it up and over, and there's a trapezoid shape. Rotate the paper so that this trapezoid is on your left. Fold bottom edge all the way up to top edge in half like this. Look at this large crease here. It's not in the center, but this is the crease we're going to use. Begin by taking the side that has this colored trapezoid. It's on the right side of my paper. And using that crease, flip it straight over. We're not folding the paper in half. We're using the crease that's already there. Turn the paper around if you need to, so that you can open this shape like a tent. It's important to get your finger inside so that the tent opens all the way to the tip, the very top corner. Watch this crease. We're going to flatten this down, and you want to keep track of it. Keep these layers together too. Watch as I spread this out, and I'm going to line up that crease with the folded edge that you see right down the middle. I want this to be as evenly shaped as possible, and now it sort of looks like a house. That was called a squash fold. Flip the paper over to the other side, and we need to do the same thing with this rectangular area. But first, my suggestion is to find this crease, flip the rectangle over to the other side, and feel it fold. You need to do that for a neat shape. Now we can squash. Lift this up, open it like a tent, Remember to get your finger up inside the top corner and try to keep things even as you flatten the shape down to the table. Good sharp creases. And it looks like a roof. Rotate the paper around like this so that this square corner is at the bottom and you can see a split going right up the middle at the top. Grab that bottom square corner with both hands and turn it over, pointing up like this. Bring it up to the very center of the top edge and fold. The paper's getting thick right about there, so use your thumbnail well. The paper should look like this. Stand that corner straight up off the table and tip everything this way. The triangle is now flat against the table and these two papers came up. These are going to get squash folded like this. Open completely to the center of the cone. Watch this crease and make it aligned with this folded edge you see inside the cone. Bring it right down to the table and then flatten. You can see the butterfly's wings taking shape. Let's do the other side the same way. Open the cone, follow the crease, and flatten. This is the abdomen of the butterfly, so this is the back end. This paper will be the head. These are the hind wings. These are the forewings. Let's go to the hind wing. We're going to move this folded edge by flattening the crease and rolling it up and over onto this white paper. Watch how I do this. I'm pushing with my fingertips. I'm going to make the fold travel from the center of the paper here straight down to the bottom corner of the hind wing over here. And one more thing. This folded edge that you see here has to get flattened down. Look at the side. It's going to overlap and I flatten like that. Let's do the other wing. Roll this up and over. Push with your fingertips, rolling away from you. From the center of the paper down to the bottom corner. There's that folded edge. It's like a bump in the carpet. You need to grab it and bring it back down flat. You see that little zigzag it made. These square corners don't look natural for such a thing as a butterfly, and we're going to change that. What I like to do first is fold over a little bit like this, making a little triangle. Good sharp crease there because that crease is going to help me when I push the paper in. So you see I bring it back over, lift up the layer, and push this corner in. See the dent it makes? And I'm going to flatten that closed. Now see how my finger can go inside there. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Find that square corner, turn it over a little bit to make a triangle. Unfold, open the paper, and push it in, letting those creases show you where to stop, and flatten. See how rounded that looks. Here's something else that last step did. It let this edge be free to move, and we're going to move it inside and behind. So if you find this edge on your paper and turn it away from you to roll it inside, you're going to see that you can make a folded edge that goes right to the tip. And up here, fold in as much as possible without deforming the paper. In other words, as far as it can go flat, like that. Let's do the same to the other wing. Find that edge, Start it by turning it over. I like to start up here at the top because it's wider up there. And I have something to hold on to. And I'm going to make my hands move along the edge until it's flattened. And then sharpen the crease, like that. It's shaping up. Let's turn the paper over and do some work on the other side. Down here, we have these narrow corners, but we're going to make them a little narrower. So take a look at this full angle here and grab this short edge on the outside and turn it over about 1/3 of that angle. Like that. So you see it didn't go all the way to the middle, it didn't go all the way across, it's about 1/3. Let's do the other hind wing. It's this short outermost edge. Look at the full angle, grab this with both hands and turn it over a little bit like this, and it makes a fine point. Turn the butterfly upside down, and we're going to focus on these bottom edges here, which are really the tips of the top of the wing. Grab that short edge and turn it over a little bit, about that much, just a small amount, and make a good sharp crease. Let's do the other side. About like that. So we narrowed these corners and those corners. Let's flip the butterfly right side up and take a look at what happened. Look at the shape, it's changed, it's nice. This is the top view of the butterfly. I want you to fold it in half so that this crease down the middle is a folded edge like this. And the nice side of the wings are showing on the outside. Put this crease in your hands horizontally with your 2 thumbs in front, your middle finger on each hand inside, so your thumbs and middle fingers are pinching the front layer. And then take your index fingers, the ones you point with, and put them here. Now you can pinch that edge. You're going to turn the edge over at an angle, like this. Look carefully and see where the guidelines are. This is the corner of the abdomen. Make it touch this edge of the hind wing. And this is the head. Make a diamond-shaped corner here. Now, take the bottom wing like this and fold it up to match the wing above. We're almost done. You can open the butterfly at this point, and even at this stage it's a very beautiful origami butterfly. But we're going to make more details here. Let's work on the head. Notice this edge in the middle of the head. It's standing up. We're going to flatten it. Open from the bottom inside a little bit to make it wide, and take your thumb and press to make it flat. Flatten that head center paper like this, so that that shape could be bent easily to the underside. This is what it looks like from the top edge, like that. And there's the butterfly's head. Bring the wings together with the body in between, and turn the paper in your hand. There's the head. And now we're going to work on the body. Find these 2 corners at the middle at the top. These 2 corners get folded inside. You want to fold the corner in towards the head, but make the fold go towards the end of the body, like this. It doesn't have to go all the way to the tip, but it should slant down very close. Turn it in your hand and do the same thing with the other corner. You see? In an angle to make the abdomen narrow, like that. Now close the paper and open the wings. I like to round this out a little bit. And here's my favorite part. This is where we shape the hind wings into a nice swallowtail. You see the difference between the color and the white paper, that edge right there? Starting at the tip, I'm going to fold in half. This is called a mountain fold on this side because this edge is raised. Following that edge, pinching, 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 pinching like this, but stop at the end of this crease. Now, flatten the shape over if you like to give a nice outline and curl gently. There's the hind wing. Let's do the other one. And watch again. Here is the line we follow, starting close to the tip, mountain fold in half, pinch, 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 like this, stop there. You can fold over something like this to make a flat edge here and one there. Now curl. And one last thing that I like to do here, along the cut edge of colored paper on the forewings. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I like to do this. I'm going to push a little of this edge up and over, mostly in the middle, and making a curved shape, like that. The color comes over and makes a stripe. Let's do the other side. Start in the center and be gentle because the paper could rip. You're trying to stretch the paper, but not rip it. So feel what the paper can do and press gently until the shape is complete. And there is the finished Origami Alexander Swallowtail Butterfly.